Hey guys, we're live. I was supposed to play a video before we went live, but we're a little late. So I want to apologize for that. Maybe something happens during this stream that's really cool. I don't know. But before we really get going, I will play a video for you guys. ISOM 3 is about to close down at a fucking hell. What time does it close? 11? No, 11 p.m. Central Friday. I didn't want to give you the wrong date. It closes then, okay? So watch this. We'll come back, start the show. And yeah, I will see you guys in a bit. This is the trailer for ISOM number 3. Check it out. We'll see you in a bit.
You've reached Avery Silman, owner of Silman Ranch. I'm not available right now. If you're calling about an order, get in contact with Sanford Williard. He'll take care of you. Otherwise, leave a message, and I'll get back to you when I can.
Avery. You stubborn. Why aren't you picking up the phone or answering my text? I swear if you don't... Okay, look. I know how hard that had to be to hear. And I know you. You're stewing right now, running every scenario in your head, already deciding how this is gonna end. But it's over. It's done. I never meant for this to spiral like this, Avery. I thought it'd be simple. You talk to him, get some answers, and come home. But I underestimated him. I didn't think he was that dangerous. I was wrong. But I'm okay now, I promise. Lincoln's people are watching over me. Watching over your niece. Darren will never set foot in a Projectus building again. He won't touch me again. So stop. Please, Avery. Just stop. I know you. I know what you're thinking, what you're about to do. But I'm begging you, don't take this any further. Yes, he put his hands on me. Yes, he crossed that line. But I survived. We survived. And I will not lose my only brother over this. Call me. Call me now. We found Jasmine. She's alive. And that has to be enough. Please, Avery, let this go. Let the universe deal with that son of a bitch, Darren Fontano.
What's up, guys? We are live, and I am pouring my electrolytes because we have a fun show today as we're going to be talking all sorts of stuffs as indicated by the title. We'll talk a little GTA 6. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on in gaming, really gaming heavy centric stream that we have today. And yes, we are going to have some fun. I appreciate some of y'all that are hanging out. I know some folks from the Noon are also here as well. So thanks to all of y'all for hanging out with us. Yeah, we like I said, maybe stay tuned. Maybe there's some cool things that we'll have to talk about as well that's maybe Rippaverse related. But speaking of Rippaverse, I do want to show you guys a little something if you don't mind. Let's first start off with this big milestone since we last were streaming. If I can pull this up right now. Mighty Golden Patriot is over $70,000 in total sales, closing in on 2,700 books sold total. That is, thanks to all of y'all. Remember, that's raw sales, man. No fluff, none of that other stuff and taxes and shipping and stuff through in there. That's just straight up raw sales. So thanks to all of y'all, man, for showing the love that you have been showing for the mighty Golden Patriot. Again, we'll have some announcements and such. It's a long campaign. Ends July 26th. So just be on the lookout for some fun stuff that we are going to do at a later date. I do also want to plug before we start talking about some gaming stuff. ISOM number 3 is about to close down. Books are nearly sold out for quite a bit of them, actually. A couple of, actually 3 of the covers, so obviously the limited ones, that's A, B, and C. Over 11,000 total books sold. Thank you all. 600,000 in total sales. We'll see what happens because, the last week, especially for a book like this, it goes absolutely crazy.
11,000 books.
Yeah, 11,000 books sold.
So
it's kind of crazy.
It's about number 20.
Yeah,
in worldwide, probably the number 1 graphic novel worldwide.
Oh yeah, hands down, hands down. But appreciate y'all. The next big milestone that I know some people are looking for is that 750. We'll see what happens. We have done something crazy like that and had like 100K in a few days. So that happens all the time.
Dude, that's good.
Yeah, it happens all the time. But it comes with this limited edition card that everybody that bought a book will end up getting. So if you want to grab that, make sure you're going to enter into your pre-orders right now. By the way, first time, and I didn't plan to do this but I got books.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
I got books.
1 or 2.
I got a couple of books actually.
Couple of 3.
So right here,
right now, right here,
I have all of the books for ISOM. Right.
Ooh.
As you can see, this thing got some weight to it. Okay, it's 144 some pages. Right.
Fucking hell.
Of course, we have Kanan's cover as well, right here. Again, these are about to sell out, so make sure you go grab these right now. We also have the throwback cover by Jack Herbert. He's the artist for. I love how this turned. Look at this, man.
I love those throwback covers. I love them.
It just works so well.
Yeah.
And this is the one that I know so many people want to see. It's because it has a special treatment. I'm gonna go actually take it out of the bag because I want everybody to see it. And how it looks. Like I said, this book is freaking massive. Sorry, CGC, because they have to get like special like casing for our books because they're so big.
Sorry for the bidness.
Yeah, sorry for the bidness. Exactly.
Sorry,
but check this bad boy out right here. So we went similar to what we did with Saoirse, right? Similar to what we did with Saoirse, where we had like some of the matte mixed with the UV and the embossing and everything. So you have different treatment all over the cover, right? And it also makes these guys stick out a lot. Fuck,
that looks so good.
So as you can see, I don't know who that guy is. Maybe you'll learn about him once you read the book. But I love how this turned out. This is from our man's Will Conrad. As you guys know, he is the artist for Gooding the Polymath. He does all of the trading cards, which you can get another deck right now as well. But yes, this is the cover C. So be sure to go grab this right now while you can. Mods can put links, do all that stuff because I forgot to pin it. I don't even think I have it in the description. I know poor performance there for me. I'll let them handle that. That's why I pay them the big bucks. Other people do that. I just hear. But no, seriously. Go grab this cover C. It is about to sell out. Grab your CGCs while you can. These are all limited, and the stock has already been entered in. We usually wait to do that as a gauge, but they've already entered in because this collection is about to end. So the prints are the prints. So be sure to grab these while you can. This came out so well. Though this is already closed down, I did just want to show it just for the sake of it. We got Zaylan books as well that are in. I think it's Frank Fosco throwback. A lot of people's favorite throwback cover that we've done so far because it's super throwback with the art style as well. Frank Fosco did such an amazing job.
That's kind of very Kirby-esque.
Yeah, exactly. That and considering the cosmic stuff like this is, a lot of people have been pointing to this as their favorite throwback cover. So yeah, I don't know if I have no idea what the stock is. I don't I mean, I pay other people to keep up with that. So Brandon made no stock. I don't know if these are sold out. I have no idea. So hopefully I'm not showing you something that you can't buy. And of course, I love this cover as well. I'll show you. I don't have the cover C with me, but I'll show that off eventually as well. Zaylen What Kills Must Die. That's going to be shipping soon alongside Great War Separation too. And I'll show those books off at some point. One last thing I want to show off before we get into the show.
Yeah.
Art of Cliff Richards. Also, it always has special treatment here. Can't wait for you guys to see just a straight up line art. Look at that thing shine as they always do. The Art of Cliff Richards, which you can grab right now. I think we still have some of these left. I'm positive we do. Yeah, I'm positive. So go grab these. All right. I know we just ran through a lot, but I know there's just so much going on this week. How you been, man? What's it been like in gaming for you?
Good.
Your streams. I've been keeping up with your streams.
Yeah, I'm good. I've been hammering Expedition 33 at the minute. It is crazy good. We've just suddenly had it feels like out of nowhere. Just an amazing drop of games recently. Atomfall, I loved. Being a Brit, probably had a little bit more investment in that as well. And then we had Blueprints, which was just such a out of the blue, out of the blue game, which I thought, this has got to be my game of the year. I can't see anything beating that.
Interesting.
We had the stealth drop of Oblivion remaster, and you just like, what the deuce? And then I'm told, hey, this Expedition 33 people are digging. So I pick up the Expedition 33, and now I'm like, how can this be beaten as game of the year?
Yeah, a lot of people, and considering what was it, only 40 people worked on it or something like that.
33,
ironically, man, that's crazy, man.
Budget of $5 to $10 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. To end up with game of the year will be one hell of
well, it's not just, it doesn't just look better than AAA slop. The animations are fantastic. The character designs are amazing, very distinct. The music is out of this fucking world. The gameplay is superb. And the world is just massive. It's just absolutely massive. There is so much to do. Yeah, and they are ex-Ubisoft employees.
That were bored.
Yeah. Well, I would be if I was working at Ubisoft.
Well, to be fair, can you blame them? But this is the thing, man. I posted this. The reason I'm showing this because we're going ahead and segue into it. I'm talking about Expedition 33, how they posted their actual sales numbers, and I joked. Fortunately, a lot of people didn't get the joke where I said, "But how many players?" But some people didn't get that. But it's been fun watching read some of the comments of the guys that again didn't really get it. But yeah,
you should have put Ubisoft. ... Yeah, but how many players?
Yeah. Shout out Flash. We were just talking about the mighty Golden Patriot. Congratulations. He said 600 billion players. Exactly. So we don't no, but seriously.
And this is on, by the way, this is on Game Pass as well. So.
Yeah, so they can't kind of use that. It does in itself just by existing. It disproves a lot of the excuses that people had made for some of the AAA titles as far as their performance are concerned, because they were released under the same set of circumstances. And here you are seeing that they're not going by players, right? Number of players. This is 2 million copies sold, and that just that's what you're going to lead with. You're leading with how many units that you pushed of really anything. It got really weird that people were using just players or Ubisoft. Shout out. But congratulations to them, because again, it's a smaller team. Again, some of the reports are saying that these former Ubisoft, some of them devs that really were bored, wanted to do something fresh, wanted to do something new, and they were rewarded for it by building a game that a lot of people found to be very solid, right? And here we are. It's crazy just how something with, I mean, you can imagine 2 million copies sold. You keep the budget under control, right? You don't go too crazy, smaller scale game.
Less red tape.
Yeah, less red tape. And it just like, I don't remember. Do you remember off the top of your head just how many people worked on Shadows? I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's hundreds. It's like 300 and something.
Yeah, I thought it was more than that. Like, it was like when you consider all the credits, like a significant amount, just that versus what we have now. Someone said 5,000 in the chat. It was some crazy
5,000.
I know it's some crazy number. Some saying 3,000. Cicadas in the chase is 3,000. So yeah, like 3,000, and you played both games as 3,000 versus 40 people or however many.
Yeah.
Would you believe anybody, just objectively speaking, on the games, if they told you that one game, let's say this. If you asked, or someone asked you, I guess in this analogy, okay, you played both games, which one do you think had 3,000 people working on it? Would you be pointing to Shadows versus something like this?
It's quite funny you should say this, because this is actually a conversation we had on stream.
And
I said, honestly, hand on heart, I would say that the 3,000 people working on Expedition 33 and the 30 to 40 people, whatever it is, are working on Assassin's Creed Shadows. And it wasn't just because, you're just playing. No. And one of my reasons was because Assassin's Creed Shadows simply just copy-paste areas. It's just go to this area, do exactly the same thing you did in that area, go to that area, do the exact same thing. So it was kind of like, yeah, they made it huge. They had 30 people. For 30 people, they made it huge, and they kind of repeated the content, but, it is what it is. And then this seems so tight in terms of, how the characters are very stylized. I mean, that's how they look in the game. They are phenomenal.
Yeah.
How they look in the game, their facial animations are absolutely crazy good. You see every nuance of emotion in their face. The voice acting is stupendous. Even characters, believe it or not, that don't have faces are able to emote really well. And you understand exactly. Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Master Chef doesn't know what he's missing. The gameplay, the size of the world, just kind of everything. The music, just the music is insane. It's insanity how good the music is. Every time you think you've heard the best piece, another song comes along, another boss fight comes along, and you're just like, oh my God. There's even I was in a Coliseum yesterday, and there was just this beautiful piece of music which flowed around the Coliseum. And then when you engage the boss in the Coliseum, it's that tune, and then it's changed. It's changed into just even more grandiose. And it's just like, how do you fucking do that? How do you even take this beautiful piece of music and then just make it even better for the boss fight? But yeah, honest to goodness, I would say Expedition is the one that has the huge team, and Assassin's Creed Shadow. I mean, I gave up on Assassin's Creed Shadows in 2 streams, and it was shit. It was just boring. It was crap. The AI was dog shit. The combat was just boring as fuck. And it was an exceedingly lucrative game for me to stream. Loads of people turned up. I had thousands of people watching me. Loads of people throwing supers and memberships and all that kind of stuff. And even that, I just, chat, thank you so much. I can't.
Can't do it. Just can't do it.
Can't bring myself to do it. And then you got this little game in Expedition 33, little as in the size of the team, because the scope of the game is amazing, with just such an incredible story, characters that you relate to, empathize with, that you're so invested in what's going on. You're so invested in the world. You're so invested with the story. You're so invested with the characters. Bold decisions made in the storytelling, which could take you by surprise, which is wonderful to see today as well. And just like, yeah, I gotta, and I'll be, after this stream, I'll be taking a little break for lunch, and then I'll be lunch food. And then I'll come back and I'll be streaming some more, because It's just stupendous. And I huge props to the team, not just for the success, but well-earned success on a game that is so original in an industry full of copy-paste crap, annual franchise crap, monetization crap, that for the first time, and I want to add blueprints into this as well, and I want to add Atomfall into it. For the first time in a number of years, I feel like I'm playing video games again. So huge props to the company, and it's physical copies sold out. So we've got to wait.
Always good. It's always good.
They just didn't think it was going to sell.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like how can you account for that? How can you account for that? Yeah, which is cool. It's a good problem to have.
Oh, heck of a problem to have. It's amazing that you're apologizing to people for running out of stock.
Yeah, it's a fantastic problem to have. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. We do usually don't get these like during the stream. We usually wait afterwards. But man, shout out to you, 5 Gifted. Thank you so much for that. I love to see you here. Welcome to all the new members. Appreciate almost 1,200 of y'all hanging out with us today. Be sure to thumbs the video up as we talk our talk. But yeah, man, I'm just so fascinated, man, by the economics of it, especially with someone that is, with our company, we're not entertaining like making a game, because I don't want to get people's hopes up, because then if I say something like that, there'll be like people are just going to ask me about it every single stream.
Sure.
About when
video game.
Yeah, video game, right? But we've talked about using like Reverse Studios and having like doing cool like a little short animations of what it could look like if we would just BSing around or whatever. My thing with that, and why I find this so cool, stories like this, I love stories like this, because it shows, and this is what I assumed, right? But it's hard to kind of quantify that. But I assumed, and I had said that I think as far as accessibility, and I hate using that term in the gaming spot, but I'm speaking as far as the means are concerned of creation, right? In that they have been more affordable, made more affordable. You're seeing what people are using or with their engines. We talked about this on Tuesday Night's Main Event. Backwards, my band, we have one of the coolest videos that we've ever shot, right?
Yeah.
And we got rocks and shit flying all over the place, right? Like, if I had done that 10 years ago, right, that's like a $500,000 video, right? Like, or something. Now it's so doable that you don't have to spend an arm and a leg on that anymore, because of what people are able to do with these various engines, and just it's just so cool. So it's like, while, I'm not saying that we're committing to a video game by any means, it does seem like it's going to be a lot more achievable than even I estimated financially, if you have the right team. Obviously, a lot has to go right. This doesn't just work just because, hey, it's limited in budget. It works because they had clearly a very competent team that knew what they were doing with this, and they created something that turned out to be phenomenal according to the audience, right? But yeah, you get what I'm saying. And just financially, no, you can't still, even at scale, right? Because that's one of the things that you worry about with the non AAA games, is that, well, with AAA, you're at least, sure, you might get your duds, but you're at least having this expectation that the scale is going to feel like this big game. And from all accounts, this does feel like a big game, but they didn't spend on the upward of $200 million in order to make it happen, like you've seen with AAA studios. So
I can't understand how they've made it with this budget.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It makes you think the entire industry like differently. You think about it differently. At least I do economically, because it's like, well, wait a minute, how the hell were they able to do that? And these other cats are insisting that they can't do that, or there's shortcomings, or there's only so much they can do with the budget that is like double. Like, we're talking like 10, 20 times more than what they spent on this game. And it seems like they're producing something that is at minimum as competitive right?
Maybe don't start a video game with the grounds of diversity.
Just throwing that out there.
Maybe start off a video game with a actual realized concept, a realized story, realized characters, and then start to go from there. Instead of saying feudal Japan, let's get a black guy in there. Let's hit the I was going to say history books. Let's hit Wikipedia. My bad, I correct myself. Let's hit Wikipedia to find how we can do that.
The one black guy.
And let's go to war with that country about how they should live their lives. And sink 300 plus 400 million into the fucking game. Hire thousands of people. Yeah. Working out well for you. And then have to be forced to sell 25% of our company within the first week of release.
to the CCP.
Yeah.
But no, it does get your mind jogging, man. Because I look at this again. Big shout out to those brothers. I'm not saying this as someone that is dove into the game, though. A lot of people have requested that I have. I've watched obviously you play. I watched a lot of people in our corner play. I saw Renowned Zeros playing it the other day. Like, it's been really cool to see that people are getting a lot out of this game, and it feels great, even from just the sheer gameplay perspective, right? It was even risky because they, turn based and doing all these different things that people said you just couldn't do, right?
Dude, this game tells me, oh my God, why did we abandon turn-based combat?
Yeah.
What Final Fantasy should be looking at this game and going, shit.
I'd imagine they are. This
is what 17 needs to be in terms of combat.
Yeah.
This style. Let's go back. Oh, but unfortunately, Yoshi P has just said that people. Oh well, he said that people don't want turn-based anymore. People want action. Expedition 33 comes out, kind of blows Yoshi P out the water. I love Yoshi P, but got that one wrong. But if they have any sense for Final Fantasy 17,
that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
I mean, I'm not an employee, but I mean,
yeah, he works. Yeah, we work together. We're obviously partners. That's got to count for something.
Yeah. But yeah, Final Fantasy 17. They got to look at this and go, right, we need to return to turn-based combat. We can still do all the other world stuff. Look how they've made all the other stuff, which is in games, turn-based. We need to return back to real fucking characters. Let's make a game where people are just like, these characters are up there with your Squalls and your Clouds and your Tivas and your, all that sort of stuff. This is a wake-up call.
Yeah.
That you can take something which is classically deemed as old-fashioned, modernize it, revamp it, put it into a situation where it feels like a modern game.
Yes.
And still be exceedingly fun combat, exceedingly fun world to explore. Tons of these people have embarrassed the AAA gaming industry.
Agreed.
Probably without intent.
No, yeah, I don't think they went into it with that idea.
They just embarrassed them.
It's just a side effect, right? It's just what happens, and that's what's so cool about seeing this. And why I'm rooting for it, right? Even though, again, it's not something that I'm falling over my wife to go fucking play the game. But I'm just saying that a lot of people are getting a lot out of it. It does look great as far as what everybody's reporting, as far as their own experiences. And it does feel like, as far as the scale, just as good as what a AAA or what you anticipate of a AAA game. So, man, and I've called this before, man. I really do feel like the creative renaissance, if there is to be one, with more smaller companies and newer properties. This is what I really love about this as well, is that it's like a new property, right? It's not like
dude, there is the scope for what's happened here.
Yeah. It's so many different angles you can take this, from the gameplay, everything. A gameplay, again, original IP, everything, like it's so much that's happening, and budget and everything. Just the game, pretty much from all angles, is a working example of what obviously can happen.
Yes.
And I love everything about that, because I hope it inspires. I hope that a
Yes.
lot of people are looking at this, aspiring developers can get with a team and say, look, guys, we're not going to have the catering department for the catering department, right? We're not going to have
we're not going to have the managing director for craft services.
Yeah.
You know, with his CFO and CCO, and then the accountant, and then the management team. You know, so some fucking middle-aged woman could be like, "Do you want fucking a tuna sandwich?"
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna get rid of that. Yeah. And we're just going to keep all the CFOs and then get rid of the woman who's actually serving you, because that's the way the gaming industry probably work.
It's like you it's a small team. You say, look, man, we're very goal oriented. We're trying to build the best game that we can possibly build within these fixed kind of constraints. Okay. And it shows that with perspective, drive, and the right team, guys,
creativity.
Well, you have to be. Yes, 1000%. You have to be creative. You have to be forward thinking, and they were right. And I think that's just like when you're going to grab the best possible people that are in your vicinity to build something. This is what happens, right? You and not to your example, like saying, well, before we get started on this game, does it have black people?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we need to maybe pay $1 million to consult to sweet baby, and let them tell us how the fuck we're supposed to build this game, or at least this aspect of the game. Like all that stuff starts to add up, man. And I'm telling you, this is a guy who runs his own company, man. Like those little things add up quick, and that's what happens with the bloat in all of these. It's not just gaming, obviously. All these entertainment industries are suffering from the same fate. Hollywood's suffering as well. And it's like that doesn't have to be the approach, but it's become the norm. And obviously customers have started to expect this. And it's like nothing for us to shrug off with, like, oh, they spent $100 million on that game. And you'd be like, now it's like natural for us to be like, yeah, that's a lot, but damn, they spent $100 million. Well, we should be looking at it. Wait a minute. That's a lot of fucking money. And where did the money go? Where did the money go? Because I know these guys over here.
The money go?
The guys over here did it for 5 to 10 million. You know,
they're not just doing it for 5 to 10 million, though. They're doing it for 5 to 10 million, and it's better than anything you've put out in fucking decades.
There you go.
This is better than anything Ubisoft have put out arguably in 20 fucking years. It's certainly back to 2012. Certainly, let's say 15 years at best. This is the best thing that probably EA that. This would be better than anything that EA have put out in the same fucking period. Probably Activision in the same fucking period.
Yeah.
Probably Bethesda in the same fucking period. BioWare in the same fucking period. Yeah. It's Nordic Dog. Oh. This is, Last of Us Part 2 is a pile of fucking wank. That's just fucking beloved by people that eat fucking cat litter, don't go outside, and they don't know what fucking gender they are, and then they come onto social media and goes, let me tell you how to run things. And you're just like, You can't even fucking go into the right fucking bathroom. Why am I listening to the fucking you? Fuck off.
Yeah.
No, this is original. It's creative. It's fun. It's compelling. It's it legitimately hits you in the emotion. Mm-hmm. It's not some saccharine type of manipulation to elicit a reaction. The story itself is making you kind of be like, holy shit, what everybody has been through, never mind this expedition, what all the other previous exhibitions have been through previously. And obviously the journey itself creates its own. Well, I think they're all walking around with PTSD by now. I think I'm walking around with PTSD right now. I feel like I've been so far in the trenches with these lot. It's just been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to play. So good on them.
Yeah. Like I said, man, my mind gets to jogging. I'm like, man, I'm thinking I'm far away from maybe even entertaining or even a smaller scale rip reverse game. Maybe as I'm close, we're a lot closer than
Well, look at
closer than what I think.
Warhammer did. Warhammer did a great Doom shooter. You know, they did Bolt Gun, which was fantastic. A Doom shooter. So it's literally like a 90s Doom game, but with the Warhammer vibe to it.
Yeah.
Plays brilliantly today. You can make it perfect for the controller, add little bits and that. Okay, so let's just push that to one side. Let's just say, for example, the Horseman comes in.
Ooh.
And then you've got a Horseman Doom shooter.
Ooh.
Then you've got a different fucking vibe altogether.
Yeah.
Later this year, that 2D Terminator game's coming out, and it looks fucking spectacular.
Yeah.
So what happens if you have something like that in terms of the Ripperverse with Isom going around? What happens if you look at something like Gauntlet, Streets of Rage, and then you bring in multiple characters that can be swapped in, swapped out, bring in Yaira, switch them out, bring in fucking Brian, switch them out, Braxwell, da-da-da. You know, you can do these things. Which player, which roster? You have the roster.
Yeah.
And you can have maybe 2 to 4 or 1 to 4 players on the screen at one time, creating your own group to kind of go through. There is so many possibilities that you can do that make it topical, that make it fun, that can still have a compelling gameplay even today. Because to be honest with you, I think most of the innovation and most of the fun is coming from independent to AA studios.
That's what it seems like right now. Right now, at least in this moment of time, absolutely. Hopefully that momentum kicks up. We do know, and we'll be talking about it here in a little bit, like you have your Grand Thefts, but that's not till next year. It does feel like there is with gaming a big like as far as the general fun which is what gaming is supposed to be about. It's coming from
apparently.
Oh, well, yeah.
So I've been told.
So we have been told is coming from the more independent and smaller studios, which is cool. Like I say, it's something that I welcome a big time because I want that to inspire. Because I think what often happens, a lot of stuff doesn't get off the ground. You have the guys that maybe have ideas, but they don't know how realistically achievable like this stuff is. So maybe those never get entertained. Maybe they don't have the because you got to do something first in order to even start to reap those benefits or that idea to become something that can be tangible. You have to act, and I think a lot of people don't act because they think that it's so far out of reach. And it does. The reason I like stories like this and plenty of other stories when I see other guys do great great things, right? I've talked about this with like our good friends over at Iconic with Common America series and all this stuff that they've been able to do as far as capturing like some of the Japanese market where their stuff is like everywhere, man. Like as far as like that stuff has ended up in stores, and it's inspiring, right? It's like these are some guys, a couple of guys with some great ideas, nose to the grindstone, and with a quarter of the resources of some of the other guys, they've been able to get some genuine like organic growth out of it, and it's inspiring. And this is what I hope these types of stories does, and we get more of that. And look, yeah, they're not going to be spending $100 million on it, but it will be competitive. You know, it will be something that people are going to look at and maybe have a lot of fun with. And in some cases, you can even maybe compete. The idea that with all of these AAA games that get put out, that a $5 million, potentially $5 million game could win Game of the Year just says it all.
First and foremost, if this wins Game of the Year, it's fully deserved. If something like Blueprints wins Game of the Year, I think that's also deserved.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of innovation, in terms of challenge, in terms of storytelling, character, you know, and that's interchangeable between the two different games. Both games very low budget. Both games very small studios. Unfortunately, something like the Games Awards, it's an industry.
They're gonna look to each other first for sure. That's how it works.
So it really kind of boils down to the public's Game of the Year and how that would go down. But it would be you would hope it would be a kick in the ass, but when you see just how obstinate and stubborn Ubisoft were throughout the whole of the Assassin's Creed Shadow thing, that says to me that the AAA studios are mismanaged, they're blind, they're dumb, they're retarded, they're bloated, they cannot function efficiently due to the red tape, they can't function efficiently due to the ideology, and so I would just love these AA studios, Helldivers, another AA studio, things like that. Keep doing what you're doing, because you are going to become the AAA studios of tomorrow, and the AAA studios of today are either going to go bankrupt, or more realistically, they'll be bought out, and they'll eventually be bought out by people that want to make money. And then we can maybe return back to them rising back up as a competitive entity. But right now, the fact that whether it's EA, BioWare, Activision, of course, now World of Warcraft has introduced a one-button rotation. And I'm not even kidding. So you no longer have to actually learn and get good at your rotation. You can just click a button and
that's
it'll
bullshit,
do your rotation
man.
for you.
That's fucking bullshit, but whatever, man.
Yeah. So that says we've totally given up on our RPG, our MMO. This MMO is literally for the most spasticated of retards.
Fucking bullshit.
It's for the lowest common denominator that's had their legs and arms cut off and is licking fucking windows right now. Right? That is how much we value our player base. That's how much we think of the intelligence of our players. And for all the people go, well, you don't have to click it. Well, guess what? Blizzard and Activision themselves are the people that cry out, everybody will take the path of least resistance.
Yep.
And if the path of least resistance proves to be the most efficient route, then people would just go down the efficient route.
That's fucking corny, man.
So yeah, if that's where we are now, this isn't innovation whatsoever. This is just like stock up the microtransaction store with pets and mounts and dog shit like that, character changes, blah, blah, blah. And you guys just turn on and fucking hand over your wallets. This isn't a game that says just hand over your wallet. This is a game that says we've got a story to tell. We have a very specific direction. We have a very specific design in terms of the game, in terms of the gameplay. And we want to take you on a journey that will hopefully make you feel things, a journey that will make you question things, which the game is doing. And let's see where you go at the end of that. Boom, boom. 2 million copies sold out of physical copies worldwide. We're going to have to wait 2-3 weeks until they get restocked with physical copies. This isn't players, that's copies sold.
Copies sold.
Copies sold. So player base 10 gazillion, according to Ubisoft. And that is gaming.
Yeah. I love that it also wasn't like the most safe thing to do, right? As far as you brought up a great point in like how, okay, this is a specific style game. This is a specific design game. Again, it's like turn-based. Not a whole lot of people yes, people are making turn-based games, but it's not like the go-to generally in this in any genre for that matter, especially right now. And they did all of that. They checked all those boxes. They had a vision, this is a very specific game, right? It's not a game that you could just reskin, right? It's a very specific game, and they made it work with a new property. So we're watching all of these the people that talk about just the general gaming industry and how it works. A lot of those arguments, man, they're going to have to be revisited, whether it be with cost, how that relates to scale. As well, the type of game, right? The type of who leads those games, all those things are addressed in this one game that a lot of people, no matter of all different walks of life, right? This isn't like a woke, anti-woke thing. This is just a game, right? Like that people are having a lot of fun with, and I love to see it. And it didn't cost $100 million, $200 million, or whatever crazy things there. But man, I love it.
I just want to say, by the way, my three favorite games of the year so far, and that's because I haven't got balls deep yet into Oblivion remake, which, you know, I played Oblivion. It's one of the phenomenal game, and this one looks amazing. But the three like AA games that have come out, or even single A game, or independent in the case of Blueprints, Atomfall, and Expedition 33. One of the Atomfall developers responded to one of my tweets saying that he was very happy. Very happy that I was enjoying the game. You know, it doesn't have to do anything like that whatsoever, but it just shows a nice interaction. Oh, you love it, you're liking the game. Thank you. You know, we're really happy that you're enjoying the game. I reached out to the developers of Blueprints, and they responded back to me. Obviously, I won't say what happened in the emails, but I reached out to just congratulate them on an excellent game from Raw Fury, and they responded back, and they were just like, "Oh, we're so glad that you enjoyed the game. You know, we're going to pass on this feedback to the team. They're going to be so happy that you enjoyed it." And it was another wonderful interaction with the company. They didn't even have to respond to me or anything like that. And it just shows the difference between how AAA studios view their audiences, which is literally as wallets and purses and pieces of shit. You know, you have got to be good enough to buy our product, versus the humble nature of studios that have created a passion project, a literal passion project, and are so happy that people are actually enjoying their game. And again, it's a damning indictment on where AAA is compared to AA and independent gaming, and also just having some respect for your customers. I'm not saying kiss my ass. I'm not saying, you know, call me the greatest thing. Just having some common courtesy and respect goes a long fucking way in making fans.
Believe it or not, yes, you don't have to do this whole fucking what do they call it? It's like conflict marketing bullshit where people are trying to stir shit with the idea that they're going to I don't know, get people to support them. I don't think it's a very effective strategy, but a lot of people lean on that. Yeah, you can have a positive interaction with the creators, and I think that's the way of the future anyway. I think that a lot more kind of boots on the ground is going to be the approach. People want to give money to people that don't hate them. I think a lot of people got burned over the last years, and they've seen that, right? And social media, the rise, it's been a blessing, but it's also been a curse for a lot of creators out there. And that they got to popping off and showing you how much they despise even their own base creators, like their own base audience, right? And it's a damn crying shame. But I think people look at that, because I know I do, look at that like, okay, I'm going to be a little more mindful about where I'm spending my money. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't buy from someone that disagrees with me on a given topic. No. Or has a different walk of life. No, it's just that I just don't want to, I think twice about knowingly giving money to a person that I know is a dickhead, right? And acts like a dickhead towards their customers, right? So people are looking for those positive.
I got so many people that just popped in my head right now.
Works like that, huh? Believe it or not, so many people adopt that as a strategy. Again, don't think that's very effective, but the point is,
it's a bold move, Cotton.
It is. See how it works, but it does show that those positive interactions, it goes a long way. I can tell you that even with our own company here, and it's why I pride myself in being so like interactive with our audience, man. Because look, man, they make the world go around, especially when you're guys like us, where we're not like some mega corporation that is having money like funneled through them, right? So our entire existence is contingent on how well we deliver to our customers, right? And I'm very appreciative of them. Obviously, the people that are here are very appreciative, like the rest of the team. And you see that when you go to like our meetups. We will be at Dallas Fan Expo later this year. Gary from Neurotic, I believe, is going to be there as well with us. But yeah, we're like it's like people want those pleasant experiences, and I think now, especially with what happened with the whole quote unquote woke stuff. Like people reach like exhaustion, like even normies, right? Where it's like, dude, why do I read a comic? Why do I play a video game? Why do I watch a movie? Right? It's not to engage in this fucking foolery, right? It's to have fun. It's to, in some cases, escape, right? It's to have a pleasant experience. And my pleasant experience, I don't mean that it has to be like dumbed down, right? Like even when I'm screaming at Elden Ring, when I'm playing it, doesn't mean that I'm not having. It's not a pleasant experience.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah,
so
you fucking cocksucker. Fucking mother.
Yeah, like it's still a pleasant experience. I'm still having fun. It's just like, that happens. Tension. And I love it. It's part of what makes it fun, right?
Exactly. Then the euphoria when you get the kill, and it's just like fuck. And then somebody goes, "Is this game shit?" And you're like, "No, this is
it's actually one of the best games that I've ever played." To be completely honest, it may not seem that way.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is awesome, man. So big shout out to those guys and gals that helped work on Expedition 33. Looks like you all are again reaping these benefits. Over 2 million copies sold. 2 million of anything sold, doesn't matter what it is one hell of an accomplishment for a smaller group of guys and gals. So big shout out to all of y'all. I do want to move into some more gaming things, because again, it goes to kind of some of the stuff that we had talked about. So someone bring this up in the chat as well. I already had this planned on the show. Kotaku is still around, but they wrote an article, and this is the title: could we be about to enter a skippable boss fight utopia? Now, again, we just talking about WoW and the lowest common denominator. I know this is a fucking crazy story. It's like, well, how the game play itself. Fuck it.
You don't like video games, John. Just fuck off.
You just don't want to play games.
Fuck off. Give us your take on Quiz for Palestine, John. That's what you're desperate to give. I live in my house alone. I fucking live off fucking ramen, store-bought ramen. I have no friends. I have no life. I eat cat litter on a Saturday to cheer me up. And then I go back to my steady diet of antidepressants. And I just want to say, as a video game writer, I want to give my opinion on Quiz for Palestine.
But apparently there's a thing, a gimmick, if you will. I'm using that in a literal sense. South of midnight.
The only gimmick this guy's got goes up his ass, Eric. It goes up his ass and then it turns on. And it's battery operated.
John here says, in a gaming world increasingly built out of Souls-likes, where the concept of a boss battle becomes a central game mechanic, some of us have been left behind. And I don't think you're gamers. Look, I'm not saying that if you don't like to play Souls-like games, you're not a gamer. I'm not saying that. I just think that once you believe that you're like, because this sounds like someone that just doesn't, because boss battles, that's like basic, like, I mean, Mario, right? Like, it's like a basic thing, like, that's been part of gaming forever, right? It's not, so it's hard to, what I'm saying is it's really difficult to detach it from gaming, right? So it's a core aspect of gaming, and you're saying that you've been left behind. And I'm like, were you ever on this ride?
This is who the one-button rotation is made for.
Yes, for a while. Yes, exactly.
This fucking retard.
Yes. Like, I'll keep reading. Imagine saying this as a gamer. Again, and I don't like to be that guy. Like, I don't like to be like, I'm not trying to be this.
I'm happy to be that guy. I am very happy, Eric, to be that guy. I'll be that guy all day, every fucking day.
But just listen to this sentence as, I have always hated boss fights.
Yeah, because you shit and you don't like games. You shit and your mum dresses you funny and you stink and you haven't changed your fucking bed linen for 3 months. And the only way you did is because you pissed in it. And you pissed in it because you had the thought of going outside your front door. And it scared you.
it's just such a weird sentence, like from someone that is a gamer, right?
It's just like saying I'm beginning to question my job at the tomato farm as I realized I don't like tomatoes and have been living off a diet of tomatoes. But maybe this tomato farm could turn into a fucking cucumber farm so I can shove up my ass.
Just don't get that. I don't get it.
Find a new hobby. Find a new hobby, John.
He says, I've long lamented that the lack of
laminated is the right thing.
Laminated, yeah,
laminated is the right actual word there. I've long laminated. Yes, you have. Yes.
Says the lack of accommodation made for the many other people who are already with me. So he's essentially said, yeah, and I would like to know who those people are.
It's not made for you, John. It's made for gamers. Go play World of Warcraft one button rotation.
One button rotation. Wow.
From level 1.
Oh, what the hell, man? So
that's your speed, John. This is your speed.
He says, but sniff the air, something is changing. Says, I recently loaded south of midnight.
Somebody opened a fucking window in your apartment. It's called fresh air.
It says south of midnight, interested to check out such a gorgeous looking game and was immediately delighted by the art and extraordinary performances in the cutscene. None of that has to do with playing the game. Like he's off the rip saying, oh man, all these things that have nothing to do with actually playing the game. That's peak interest. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but like that's the first things that he's mentioning. These are
I know what this guy wants to put in his mouth.
But then as Zach warned us, I was immediately underwhelmed by the repetitive combat. He says, however, with oddly fiddling,
John, just because it was a shit game.
Yeah,
it was a shit game, and the combat was one of the worst things about it. You're using an absolute dog shit game as an example to say, do you know what? Maybe we should have skippable bosses. Maybe you should play a good fucking game. You thought about that, John?
Fiddling through this game settings to see what was what, I saw a toggle I absolutely was not expecting. Boss skip option.
John, maybe you should just skip life. I think you need a skip life button. In actual fact, I think there's probably a 41%
To me, this is a
chance
crazy thing to add to your game, by the way. And look, you can make whatever game that you want. Maybe you made billions of maybe there's 3 million players that for South of Midnight.
No, I think there was 3, Eric.
3 players.
Judging by the Steam info on it, South of Midnight. South of Midnight. It peaked at 1,438. This absolute window-licking, spasticated retard who works for Kotaku, who's next to go out of business. Polygon, shout out.
We'll be talking about that here in a bit. Shout out Polygon.
Put my fries in the fucking bag and shut the fuck up. Okay, 1,438. This game was a fucking piece of crap. It wasn't just crap because Sweet Baby Inc. were involved. It was crap because the gameplay was crap, the story was crap, the characters were crap, the dialogue was crap. It made no fucking sense. The main character, surprise, surprise, was another piece of dog shit that's more interested in themselves than what's fucking happening. All that kind of stuff. That's why. So when you want to highlight a bad game, which is made for people that don't fucking like games, it's made for people like John who go, oh, this ideologically aligns with what I believe because I read it on the internet and now that's my opinion. So I'm going to, I can skip a boss. Fantastic. Now let me play Exhibition 33 or something. Oh my God, I was disgusted at the way that I had to actually fight. I actually had to get good. I had to actually learn the combat, learn the intricacies of how to switch in, switch out, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, this is too much work for me. My fucking ramen noodles getting cold. BRB.
That's an interesting thing. I mean, we joke about journalist mode, games journalist mode. And like, I couldn't think of a better example.
It's not the new strategy guide for Kotaku. How to beat this boss? You press the skip boss button. That's the guide.
You just don't play the game. That's all that you do. You just don't play it.
Don't buy it.
I thought this was a trip because this is a thing, and what basically John, I'm not going to read this entire Kotaku article, wouldn't suffer through it like that. But basically, he's making the case that we're going to enter into this like new era where other games are adopting this idea of basically the game's going to play itself. There's going to be no boss fights. You can just kind of play. Because I remember, what was it? Was it Hollow Knight that that one chick was griping about? Well, she's like, I just want to enjoy a story. Why do I have to struggle? Because the game was too difficult for her. And I was like, I just don't get y'all. Like, and it's something that I can't even begin to understand. Because the whole point of a game, right? A video game is the whole element of interaction, right? With it. Like you have bearing on the outcome.
You're overthinking this, Eric. You're overthinking this.
You're right.
We're talking about Kotaku. We might as well be talking about the fucking amoeba single-cell organisms in the Mariana Trench for the relevance that they have to gaming. This isn't a gaming site. It hasn't been a gaming site for 15 fucking years or more. It's like listening to to some fucking Gooner streamer's fucking opinion on Israel-Palestine. So I just completed the first level in World of Warcraft. I'm now going to proceed to give you my opinion on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict because I stream video games on Twitch. Please like and subscribe.
Oh, man.
This guy isn't qualified to discuss this thing. In actual fact, they probably don't have the mental capacity to discuss this thing, as I can clearly see from the article.
The complexity.
This guy needs to get an article on Kotaku because he needs that $10 that he's getting paid for it. I actually think it's 5. I think it's 5. He needs that $5 because ramen doesn't grow on trees, which, by the way, he also just found out by Googling the day before.
Hopefully that does not become
shit.
The utopia where people are putting in these games, just skip them.
What's this thing that you've just dropped on fucking Twitter, by the way?
That's actually where I was going to segue to right now. There looks to be a very special thing that has dropped mid-show. Breaking news here on Ripping the Silverback. Why don't we take a look at whatever this thing is that just dropped on Rippaverse socials? So, I obviously know what it is.
So that's about,
I obviously know what this is about, but let's just say this. I'll give you guys this much. We have which some could argue, we've just said it. Now, I guess people will be able to assess it once it happens as far as how they feel about it. But I think this is pretty much our biggest thing that we are going to be announcing yet. Project that we'll be having some discussions about. All will be revealed this upcoming Monday at 9:30 a.m. Central.
3:30 UK time.
Over on the Rippaverse's YouTube channel. So not this, on the Rippaverse's YouTube channel. Trust me, guys, you're going to want to be there. Okay? You're going to want to be there. It is a stream. It's not just us dropping something. There is a stream happening over on the Rippaverse YouTube channel, and we will be talking about stuffs. Let's just say that. Business. Yeah, will be lots of business being talked on that day. Seriously, I'm really excited. It's something that we have been working on for a while now that we can finally talk about. I'm really excited.
Did he buy Diamond? Why? Why would he do that? Why would you take on the debt?
Did he buy Diamond?
Why would you take on the debt?
That's a good one. If Alliance is even pulling out, then they don't have anything for me. There's got to be some stones. I mean, unturned, man, over there. So, but seriously, we're gonna have some fun. It is something that we've been working on. Just be there live at 9:30. We will be live and stream interacting. So just be on the lookout for that. Okay, 9:30. That video that I just showed is live on all forms of our social media. So please go check that out. I'm really excited about that. So 9:30 a.m. Central this upcoming Monday. That's the 12th. So 5 days or so. This upcoming Monday on our channel, Ripperverse channel, 9:30 a.m. Central. Come holler at us. It's going to be a fun time. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I know that just dropped on y'all's heads. Saw people in the chat saying, "Show it. What's all this going on?" Yes. There'll be some stuff shared. Trust me, 9:30, be there. We're going to have some fun. I wouldn't hype it up the way that I am unless it was something that was that we felt was pretty major. So really excited. We'll see you guys then, 9:30 a.m. Central. But speaking of games, there is some things, games, journalism, whatever you want to call it. Because you just brought up Kotaku, you talked about Polygon, and there was this interesting article. And by interesting, I mean take that for whatever way that you may. That came from The Guardian. When video games journalism eats itself, we all lose. Industry giants trade beloved brands and like commodities, and AI offers easy content. Independent games outlets are rising up. Here's why they're sorely needed. Last week was a bad one for games journalism. Two key contributors to veteran site Giant Bomb, Jeff Grubb and Mike Minotti, have announced their departure after a recent podcast was taken down. And they said that the 888th episode of Giant Bomb Cast reportedly featured a section lampooning brand new guidelines issued to staff. It's no longer available online. Later this week, it was announced that major U.S. site Polygon,
fantastic news,
was being sold to Valnet, owner of Screen Rant, Game Rant.
Great, so we're going to get AI articles. Got it. Next.
Resulting in a swath of job losses. You do see this a lot, guys. Especially with technological changes. I don't know if a lot of that has to do. I know some people attribute that to AI and everything, but generally speaking, like it, because they don't want to stomach like firing off a bunch of people, you'll get basically the same thing being done while those assets move to a brand new company, and they use that moment of time to do that. So it's like, hey, we got you, you're all fucking gone, right? See you. So but I think that was like a kind of long time coming type of situation. As follows: Reed Pop's sale in 2024 of 4 high-profile UK-based websites: Eurogamer, GamesIndustry.biz, Rock Paper Shotgun, and VG247. So I guess IGN.
Wow, I'm still here.
Says it's sad how these long-standing sites, each with vast audiences and sturdy reputations.
No, they don't have vast audiences. That's why they crumble.
That's why they got bought out, or why they've gone under.
And if they only did that crazy thing, hold on, I wrote it down here. Did their job.
Talked about games. Says it's sad to see how these long-standing sites with these vast audiences, blah blah blah, have been traded and chopped up like commodities. Yeah, but I mean the brand's dead. I think in some cases, especially like with a Polygon, like what are you gonna do with a Polygon? Polygon Vox CEO Jim Bankoff said in statement, this transaction will enable us to focus our energies and investment resources in other priority areas of growth across our portfolio. Basically, that's
we've been in it. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's basically them just saying like we couldn't do anything with it. We're wasting resources.
Yes.
We're out. It felt gross to be. I mean, look, business is business, man. You feel gross all you want, but I mean, it's just how it works.
Why?
Yeah,
why are you feeling gross? You haven't done your jobs. None of you. You haven't done your fucking jobs for over a decade. You're meant to serve the gamer. You actually actively hate the gamer. You constantly go to war with them. You suck the corporation's cock because you think access is more important for you. You don't understand that you are the most irrelevant fucking thing that exists in the gaming industry. You don't sell any units. You don't provide anything of any benefit to a customer. You're literally just a vessel for the AAA industry to insert their fucking dick into and move around like a fucking puppet. This is great news for gaming. This is great news for the industry. This is great news because the more sites like this go, the more the actual AAA gaming industry has to reforge and refocus into how they communicate with the most important thing, their fucking customers, not consumers, customers, valued customers. And until they realize that customers are valuable again, they will never, ever fucking learn.
Yeah. It's an interesting way to word that. See these decade-old bastions of progressive video games.
So what? We don't owe you shit.
Progressive. I love this. Progressive video games writing. Being reduced to an asset ripe for offloading. That's why he feels gross. But it's like it's the reality of business. It's like you're not doing this as a charity, man. And so many people, especially, I don't want to, get too political, but especially leftists, right? They don't have that true economic understanding. So they don't understand. That's why they hate capitalism so much, because they can't really fathom understand that they have to, in order for them to be comfortable, they also have to, put something out into the world, right? That other people find valuable, right? And that frightens them. So they believe that they should essentially just get paid to exist, regardless of whether or not they're actually serving a customer, or again, providing just general value, which is what's happening, right? That's why that exchange exists. I value this dollar, my time, or whatever it may be, over that, or I value this, what they do, right? And the customer itself values that thing that you're selling more than they value this dollar, right? And there's voluntary exchange. Bam, that's what absolutely must happen. It has to happen. But they look at that like, oh, well, it's just unfortunate. It's like, no, if you're providing value, customers, they'll take care of you. But if you shit on them, or there's no true demand for what you're providing, it's not sad that it's going to go, especially when it's self-imposed. Because when I think games journalism, I think most of the issues that they're facing are self-imposed. I think they did that to themselves.
This is a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't. Again, it's hard to. I mean, feeling gross. I think that maybe that's a little bit of an overstatement. But hey, man, I guess that's this guy's opinion. There says quite how
gross because he knows he's fucking next. The more that get closed down, the closer these people get to losing their fucking jobs.
Yeah.
That's why they deem it gross. Oh my God, it's gross. They're losing their grip. And that's what scares them. They've had a cast iron grip, and they had it so fucking hard that they squeezed and they squeezed. And the more they squeezed, the more irrelevant they became to their actual audience, the gamer. Nobody's interested in your progressive fucking politics when they want to know whether or not Oblivion is fun to play or not.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear your opinion on Israel fucking Palestine while fucking talking about Expedition 33. Right. They don't want you to insert your fucking mental retardation and mental fucking illness into video games when they just want you to objectively, as best that you can, review them. What are the pros? What are the cons? Is it worth the money? Should I get? It's not fucking rocket science. It never was rocket science. It served the customer well for a long time, but then access became more important.
Yep.
And ego became more important.
Absolutely. Status. Yep. That's what happens every time.
Bye.
This interesting thing. He said this is, of course, referring to the CEO, basically saying, "Look, man, we gotta cut our losses here." But he says observers have not held back in their anger. He says, writing on Aftermath, journalist Nathan Grayson says none of this.
Oh well, bye.
He says none of this was strictly speaking necessary. With Polygon and unqualified.
Yes, it is. Wait, whoa. Nathan, yes, it fucking is. Do you know why? You take yourself out of that fucking organization. Now start up a YouTube channel and wait. I'll fucking wait. I'll wait for all your fucking fans to go flocking there. I'll wait for all the fans to, all the fucking sack journalists. McCunty is fucking serving coffee. The useless fucking shit. That is your industry. Useless fucking high ego, low self-esteem, no fucking talent people churning out dog shit. That's why this channel, this is why other channels, your Vara Darks, your Smash JTs, your little old me's, that's why they fucking go to other fucking channels for their gaming fucking news. And they don't go shit near yours. You have the backing of multi-million-dollar corporations. You have everything, every access tool at your fingertips. And somehow you pick up the gun, you stick it in your fucking mouth, and you pull the fucking trigger. Now, please, create a YouTube channel, all of you sack journalists, and I'll just sit here and wait for your audience to come flocking in. You are nobodies, nothings. You're nothing without your corporate fucking overlord to kiss your fucking ass.
Bingo. That is without that sort of corporate backing, you see just how it's almost impossible for them to exist. And this is what I think Nathan, where he gets this wrong, because just reading this, he says necessary with Polygon and unqualified success in terms of traffic, while Giant Bomb boasted a dedicated audience drawn to its unique mix of personalities. But of course, parasitic execs decided to suck the marrow from the bones of both, and now we're left wondering. See, that's putting the blame on everybody but themselves.
You didn't do your job. You didn't do your fucking job,
man.
Do your job.
So he's basically saying that, they were in a great spot. And look, the reason why games journalism is made like it's almost like a mockery, and it's because, especially the last 10 years, man, they really started to lean in on shit that had absolutely nothing to do with gaming, right? So people lost respect for them, and then just like they suffered the same fate from the other journalists, right? Like CNNs of the world. It's the same exact problem, and why people would rather watch some guy with his homemade studios, a studio or something, talking about the same exact topic rather than this highly corporate, overproduced crap of people lying to them, right? They're like, I can get some other guy who is more aligned with it, as far as how, they're probably going to be a little more entertaining with it. They're going to offer a little more insight. And people are going to these more independent commentators and journalists to get the same information, right? So they don't have to go to you. And this is why why you saw, if you remember during that 2016 election, like you had some of these journalists, call them for what they are, starting to lash out at the time. That was when like Crowder was really massive, right? And they were lashing out at the fact that, well, his numbers are comparable. And instead of having the self-awareness to be like, well, shit, why are people going to watch him over us? They're looking at it like, well, everybody that's going to him is going to be brainwashed. It's only us that produce the actual legitimate news, right? And they need to be watching us, but instead they're over there watching them. And it's like, bro, that area,
because they deem legitimacy with their organization.
Bingo.
Right? They don't. And if you think your legitimacy comes because I'm supported and I'm backed behind X corporation, which is why a lot of people think they're right when they just spew their fucking dog shit, because they're backed by corporation. As soon as corporation
or they were ran through that mill, like we see that with the comic industry, right? Like, well, they were there and they did that, and therefore their words must be gospel, right? It's bizarre.
Then that's how they see it. They don't comprehend that legitimacy comes with how authentic you are as a person. That's where your legitimacy comes.
And it's going to be for the people to determine that, for sure.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter if the people say, we don't agree.
Yeah.
At least the vast majority of the people that be like, well, I don't agree, will probably appreciate that. At least they believe that you're coming from your position of
you're honest, you're authentic, which is what they want. It's not to say that, and I speak from my own experience, because it's not like all of my followers are a bunch of anarcho-capitalists, right? It's more obscure kind of political ideology. If it's one to say that, and people will admit, like, okay, I don't see eye to eye with it, but they know that I'm gonna give it to them straight. They know I'm not gonna like tell them a position just because it's like it's expedient at the time, or I know that people want to hear, or I'm bullshitting them. Like, no, like I'm giving it to you straight. And that authenticity is what's going to really determine. You bring up a fantastic point. Is what's going to determine like what people find or deem as, their go-to. And it doesn't matter, especially in this day and age, who is backing it. And oftentimes, definitely with these more independent creators and commentators, oftentimes that's coming from people that are like, they're just regular people, and that's what people resonate with more often than this whatever, again, highly produced corporate bullshit, or people that were ran through that machine, right? And they think, well, this is how we do it, right? And this is how it's, instead of watching these guys over here, or this guy who's in his house talking about the same topic, you should be watching us on this panel of cackling idiots say objectively wrong or incorrect things, but because it came from us and it has a CNN logo, it must be true.
Yeah, there was that great video from that woman who worked in the industry, and she said what happened was game studios formed relationships with journalists and they pulled them into their bubble.
Yeah.
So the game journalists believe all the legitimacy comes from the game studios. We're the game studio. We're the ones creating the game. This is how it's done. This is how we present to the customer. This is how we do this. This is how we do that. And they're like, oh, yes, sir. No, sir. 3 bags full, sir. So all the frustrations of the gaming industry and all of the poorly communicated aspects then get pushed onto the customer, because they're in the bubble and they think everything in this bubble is correct and right, and everything outside of that bubble that doesn't agree is wrong.
Right.
And so they start going to war with their customers. Oh, we're creating this game because it's inclusive and it's diverse and it's about da-da-da-da-da. And then customers just like, it's shit. It's shit. It's shallow. Your characters are crap. They look crap. And then the gaming studio goes, this is, fucking bunch of bigot, racist, fucking. So journalists go, yeah. Boom. Let's present that to the audience. You're just a bunch of bigot, homophobe, transphobe, blah, 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 blah. Because you didn't like this fucking objectively shit game.
Yeah, it's a simple thing, and they overcomplicate it because I think that they don't want to come to terms with the fact that, look, man, yeah, there has maybe been a change in how people consume media in general, and it almost, you kind of get phased out of that, and your refusal to adjust is also a part of the problem. But also doubling down on objectively, as the market is concerned, bad decisions is what's done you in, right? And the arrogance, the sheer arrogance of these folks who just got
hubris.
Yeah. It's like, man, bro, like you to sit up here and dictate like, okay, well, our news is the news, right? Or it's nobody likes that, especially in this day and age, man. So. I guess you, in some capacity, you get what you deserve.
Yeah, now, you shit in your mum dresses. You're funny.
So I'll play this just because I have it pulled up, because I do want to get a chance to talk about it, right? Because I think last week we did kind of mention it, everything that was going on with it. So I'll just play it.
Sure.
How did you feel about the Grand Theft Auto,
This is looking like it's going to be the biggest selling video game of all time.
Of all time, and I said that too. I do think that it's going to be up there. There's this big conversation happening about cost.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we had a little bit of the discussion last week, but I do believe, and especially after seeing this, and I know again people are pointing to where it's not a whole lot of gameplay being shown. What I will say is this: I believe this is going to be $110 video game.
Yeah, and people will buy it, and I'll buy it.
Here's my thing, and let's I know there's going to be people that maybe disagree, and that's fine. You're free to do that. I will say this: my issue as far as cost with gaming, right? You have this thing going on. I'll keep playing this here in a bit, but I also want to show kind of everybody's talking about what's happening right now with Microsoft, and they're going up as far as their prices and all this stuff, and we know what happened with the Switch, right? And how much that's cost. How much that's going to cost. Here's my thing on this. I don't believe and never have believed in standardized pricing for video games. I thought it was the dumbest thing that was ever introduced, especially looking at it in retrospect as an adult, because games don't cost the same to produce.
No.
They don't share the same scale.
No,
they don't share the same even just type of game. So the fact that everybody, regardless of gameplay hours, regardless of how intricate the game was, again, how much it costs, everybody's shooting for this arbitrary, just completely nonsensical like price, right? 60, 70 was moving up to 80 now, whatever that may be. I always thought that was just fucking retarded. Like, it's like, have the game as they did like way back in the gap, right? Where they just cost what they cost. And yeah, you're gonna have those games that are a little cheaper, and then you're gonna have those games that run a little bit more expensive. And then it's gonna be on the customers to decide, obviously, as with anything someone buys, it's gonna be on the customers to decide whether or not this is something that they want to like purchase, right? So my position, again, very simple. I do believe this game is going to do absolute gangbusters. I think that it's going to be, but I said between 100 to 110. The more trailers that I see, I think this is going. And the reason why I know people like, I don't see gameplay, it looks good, grabs good, but then I'm also thinking about this GTA, right? GTA does tend to like have their like cutscenes, quote unquote, be an engine, right? Like, so
let's talk about the trailer as well.
Yeah, right, exactly. So
they've made this trailer very much weighted towards the male character.
Yeah.
As opposed to the reveal trailer.
1000%. Yeah.
Which was kind of people just like, oh, we get to play. So they focused it more on that, and they've definitely done it more in a kind of Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, that's their approach. Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah.
Is brilliant. I think that's
I think it works out perfect. I think it works out. It's a smart way to approach it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it looks crazy. And yeah, man, I think this is going to be one of the, especially because there's rumors about, and if they are going to do this, I think this is going to end up replacing, at least it's basically going to be Roblox for adults. Is what the rumor is. No, I'm being dead serious.
No, I get what you mean. What you mean.
Because a lot of people are well, like there's rumors, and it hasn't been confirmed, right? But between leaks and the approach, people are thinking that there's going to be basically the GTA Online is going to be something unlike we've ever fucking seen, right? And it's going to be so much that you can do to the point to where people are going to be able to monetize it much like a Roblox, like basically in game, right? Like, and you're going to see individual creators doing cool stuff with GTA Online and all that. Someone said Roblox is already for adults. Okay, touche, I guess. But you get what I'm saying.
Well, adults that aren't trying to fiddle kids, then. How about
yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? As I think this is, and look, yes, there's a lot to be revealed, and it's very premature. I do think this may be the top selling video game of all time.
Dude, I'm already there.
You're already there.
I wasn't being facetious.
Yeah.
I wasn't joking. I saw this trailer and I was just like, Jesus, you know. They just like if you pour like some of the detail. Look at the detail on the wood.
Looks so fucking
look at the
good,
sweat.
man.
Look at the different tones of tan from the heavier on the shoulders, less as it goes down. You know, this is looking like it's going to be something fucking spectacular. You wait till this comes on PC, and holy shit, it will blow everything away. There won't be anything that comes close. They do the GTA 6 online, it's fucking game over.
Yeah, I think that right
money.
there. I think that right there, the GTA Online is really what I'm really intrigued in how ambitious that, because GTA Online is pretty ambitious for what it is or what it was anyway. But I think this right here is going to be like, if some of the rumors end up getting confirmed, I think this is going to be fucking massive, bros. Yeah. And again,
just imagine day one release, right? Day one, Twitch. It's just going to be fucking
GTA. It's going to be GTA. Like 5 million.
YouTube.
GTA.
Yeah, it's just going to be your GTA. It's going to be fucking GTA mania. And you're going to see not just people playing it, but you're going to see fucking millions of people watching it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, ka-ching.
Yeah. Brandon brought up at get chat. He said Eric and I liked it, and I was on GTA Online. Dog, that was some of the peak GTA Online, especially once it initially came out. But between myself and my bro, especially doing those initial heists,
Sunday fun day, GTA Online.
Oh yeah, I'd be so down for that. But like, not even joking. You never heard me say that GTA in itself was like my favorite game or anything like that. But as far as just general gameplay experience, early on when Brandon and a couple of my other buddies were playing GTA Online, that's some of the most fun that I had ever had playing a video game. Was on GTA Online, right? I hope it's ready at launch, and if it is, it's for sure gonna be, because obviously with GTA 5 it wasn't. But I know they also know that that was a gold mine for them, right?
Or do you think they'll wait till the PC release?
I think that's a good question, but I think because I don't know, man. I could go either way on that. That's a good way. That's a good question. I personally believe that if I had to like just guess, I think that it's going to come out on the consoles, obviously with the online capability, just because this is the reason why they took so long to even make the next installment. Keep in mind, guys, it wasn't last generation or PS4, PS5, Xbox, whatever generation. It was the one before that this game came out, right? Like, it was like the sole reason why they knew that they could take all the time that they needed was because of GTA Online and how that just blew the fuck up between all these damn shark cards and everything that people were buying in game currency. I think this is going to be not only the most sold game, but I think by far it can only be topped by itself with like GTA 7 or some shit, which will come out 15 years from now. It can only be topped by itself as far as revenue that this game is going to fucking generate, bro. Like, I think this is going to be, again, biggest. I think I'm leaning towards top selling video game of all time, and if it's ready at launch, it's going to do some numbers that I don't think we've ever seen. If GTA Online is ready at launch,
but it looks great.
It looks fucking.
I mean, the trailer looks good. The trailer looks
good trailer. It's a great trailer. It's 100% great trailer.
Yeah,
fantastic trailer.
Good dynamic between the characters. Looks like it's going to be a fun time. It's showing you clearly displaying different areas of the world of the game, and this to me looks like this is a perfect trailer to drop.
Oh yeah, because it shows everything. It's like they're showing like how the game is going to generally look, and if nothing else, we'll see how it plays out like physically. But if nothing else, this game looks fucking amazing. And I'm just so excited. I'm really excited for the online, man. I want to really see what all they're gonna do, because again, what some of these reports are saying is that it's gonna be next level. it's like it's going to be absolutely next level, the crazy shit that you're going to be able to do there. And yeah, like I said, if that for sure is ready online, like ready at launch, this game isn't going to be less than $110. If GTA, I can see them justifying maybe having it closer to just 100, 90 to 100. If it's quarter black, if it's if GTA Online isn't ready, but they also just pushed this back to next year. I think it's going to be ready at launch, and if it's ready, guys, it's $110 game, and everybody's going to pay it too, and everybody's going to pay it. Now, I don't think they're going to hold their nose paying it either. They're going to be like, "Yeah, I pay 110 bucks. What? So what?"
But what do you see something like this, and you go, "This is looking fucking tight. This is looking tight," and they go, "We're delaying it till May of next year." That to me just says we want to get this right.
Yeah, they want to get it right. Yep.
You know, it's not one of those panic Ubisoft. We need to delay because we're trying to find the trans character that from feudal Japan from 1826. You know, this is like we need to get we need to get this polished and ready.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. And like I said, I'm quarter black shout out is in the chat as well. He said he wants my money. He says he wants his money. There he is. Hold on. There he is. He says, I want my money, Rockstar.
I mean, the dudes look like dudes and the women look like women, you know?
What more can you ask for, man? Yeah. Like that's what you want, right?
We've got the fundamentals, right?
The fundamentals are down. It does appear to be the case, and yeah, I think a lot of people are going to absolutely have a blast with this. I think this release is going to be something to keep tabs on. I'm really excited for it. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that I was excited for it. And again, I'm gonna lie. I'm not lying. I'm like gameplay and all that stuff. We'll see. But big thing for me is going to be GTA Online. Like that's what I'm really looking forward to because, like I said,
Day one, I'm there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Day one, minute one. I'm there.
I'm there playing that shit, and we'll stream like, oh yeah, Sunday fun day of GTA. Bro, I think the fucking audience will have a fucking kick out of that. Like some Sunday fun day on GTA Online. I think that.
Yeah. It's a cutscene trailer. Is that a vertical slice? I don't think so. I don't think it's a vertical slice. If that's where you want to push that. No, yeah. I think that's the kind of level that we're going to be dealing with. I think we are now dealing with a company that is taking all of the technology that they have at their disposal.
And I could understand that approach if it was another studio or whatever. But like I said, traditionally, or just game or title, traditionally with their games, as far as how the trailers match up, it's all in engine. And it looks it looks like it looks, right? But yeah, we'll get some more stern gameplay. There are some gameplay elements that are in it. They're not that long, but yeah, you do see some of that stuff in the trailer. I do think this is gonna be a massive game. I think it's gonna be huge, man. So we will see. But I'm excited. I saw the trailer. I was like, this looks fucking amazing, man. Like this looks amazing. And
trailers are there to hype. That's a trailer's job.
Yep, and it was successful.
Did its job. It did its job real fucking good.
It was successful there. Man, I'm stoked on it. Let me get some of these super chats because I know a lot of y'all had some questions and some comments about some of the stuff that we were saying earlier. We have Josh Kelsey with a 20 as usual. Drops 20. Doesn't say jack diddly squat.
Don't need to.
And I respect it. I always have, man. Appreciate you as always, Josh. Emily, becoming a new YouTube member. Love to see you as always in the chat. What's up? What's up? How you doing? Kelly Arthur with a 5 says, hell, final minutes to back Transformers Kickstarter, folks. They have raised over $600,000.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over now.
It's over now.
I backed it. Backed it. They're taking my cash.
Tech specs. Shout out to everybody got in on that. Mark Smith with a 5 said canonize Silverback as would make a really good addition to the Rippaverse. Your considerations. We have Black Kane says Ripper the Flores Park has a 12 bronze statue of an obese black woman. How real was that? Because was it New York City that they put that random ass? I saw that this morning. And like I said, with AI and shit, man, like I don't know what the fuck's real anymore. So I always vet it. That's not real, right? And
I think it is.
Like, no way.
I think it is. Yeah.
When some of the chat said, yeah, it is real.
Yeah. Honk!
Oh my god, man.
Okay.
What is wrong with this world?
What is wrong with you people?
Oh man, yeah. Chat saying it's real.
Yeah, it's real.
Oh man. Hey, just became a member for 18 months. That is a long time. Thank you to my co-host here. Appreciate that. As always, got Tim Chung or Chang, excuse me, with a 2 says, do you change the closing day? Yes, we usually do those to the nearest Friday. So it went from like I think it was yesterday, and I think it's because it lined up with the original release and it was the wrong date on it. So yeah, we move. We usually are closing down our collections like on a Friday at 11 p.m. and we wanted to get that right there. Professor X with 22 months says got to end Act 1 in Expedition 33. Says late last night and went to bed pissed. I felt like Harry Potter when Snape took over as headmaster. How dare you stand where he stood?
It's a heck of a way to end Act 1.
Oh man. Shout out, Professor X. You know I love to see you here, bro. Big shout out. Snacks with the 5 says, hey, Eric, looking forward to Isom and really looking forward to Bloodroot Riververse Cinematic Universe win. Also high ass. Well, look, man, we'll see what happens. You know, we have Riververse Studios and we're always trying to, do what we can with that within our, capacity. We don't want to overspend or do anything crazy, but yeah, man, we're working on stuff. So you never know. You never know. We have Logan with a 10 says just got Expedition 33 today. Looking forward to playing that as well as Doom Dark Age. That's next week, right?
Doom Dark Age is 15th.
Okay.
So week tomorrow.
Gotcha. Love your vids, Eric, and as always a pleasure to see you, bro. Keep it up, boys. Shout out to you, Logan Johnson.
I'll be doing that, by the way. I'll be streaming that.
Oh yeah. All right. We have Garfield's Bizarre Adventure with a 5 gifted. Welcome. Thank you. We have Britt with a 20 says, first thing I do in any game is turn off the music. So when people say the music changes for bosses, my response is always, I would not know. I am always listening to something else while gaming. Yes, I know I'm strange. I don't necessarily it would have to be.
I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, for sure. That's not how I play. I mean, be like, man, I guess play however you want. But yeah, I usually need to be tapped in. Like if I was playing like just some like fucking sports game or some shit, then yeah. But like something that requires a little more engagement, if you will. There, yeah, I don't ever turn the music off. Well, then again, on the sports games, that's the first thing I do. Is turn the music off now that I'm thinking about it, because it's usually some modern bullshit I'm not trying to hear. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. So I'm like,
fucking Katy Perry or something.
Yeah, some shit like I'm not trying to hear that shit.
Why is Katy Perry in my Madden?
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I turn it off. All those it's very rare. They don't do video game sounds. It's not like Madden 2000. Like they don't do video game soundtracks like for the sports games like that. It's all modern, just absolute fucking garbage. The FIFA games used to have solid ass indie, like random songs that were on there, and now they're like fucking just all pop and trash and just all bad. Shout out to you, Britt. Ain't nothing wrong with that though, man. Do your thing. J.S. Pena with a 2 says Iron Man 2 is 15. Your thoughts on it?
Whew.
Has it been that long?
Since Iron Man 2.
That would have been 2010, right? Yes, because I was 08 when the first one came. Fuck, yeah, dude. That's crazy. That is nuts, bro.
Yeah.
That is nuts. It flies.
How old do you feel now, sucker?
Yeah. Now, I was talking about this today, man, because apparently Prince Fielder, former, I know people along with Detroit. I'm a Rangers fan. I got like downstairs, I got a Prince Fielder bobblehead. And his son is Prince Fielder's son. It's a baseball for you guys that don't know, another sports ball deal. But his son is apparently in, I guess, what is he, in the minors or whatever. And I'm like, that's 3 generations, because you had Cecil Fielder when I was growing up. Now you had Prince, and now you have, and it's like, what in the fuck is going on? Like, why is time going so quick? I just watched 3 generations of fielders fucking play baseball, man. This is nuts. Oh, it goes fast. 15 years, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yes, sir.
Chris B with a 5. Can't disagree harder with Az. I want turn-based without lame timed button presses. If there has to be an active element, make it an ARPG.
Well, this is just what one company's doing with it. You might not want the active time stuff, but the active time stuff goes right back to other games, which came out on the PS fucking 2. So this is another system of how to utilize Shadow Hearts, for example. Shadow Hearts was the one that did that. This is just a system using some old school turn-based programming, and this is where they've done it. Some will do it without that kind of stuff. Some will just do it, select menu, select your shit, bang, go for it. But I think this is opening the door for different companies to play with different elements of turn-based combat.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Jelani Wood with a 5 says, don't forget Expedition 33 is made by a bunch of devs that Ubisoft fired. Yeah. They were there the whole time but couldn't make a game like this. Well, I mean, again, I think that's the move. I mean, look, if you can do your own shit now. So, get a team of guys that
bet on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the time to do it. I mean, it used to not be possible back in the gap, and now you can. So I'm always for people giving it a shot, man. Mads to the Cat says with a 5 says, it's my birthday today. I'm accepting all congratulations for being alive. Well, congratulations.
Happy birthday.
And a happy birthday.
Nice. Good
to you.
On you.
Glad you made it another year. We got Scooter Brown with a Czar 48 says, speaking of Bethesda, GTA 6 will run on Xbox Series S. We'll see how well. Tearing the Black with 33 months says, dude, the beat 'em up is coming back, homie. Yeah, Rippaverse beat 'em up would be fucking, I'd be game. Let's just say that. Having nobody, hey, Mongo with the 2 says, hire as a game director studio. Oh, 1000%. If I was ever involved in something like a serious production of a game, like for sure, instead of hiring Sweet Baby Eek as a consultant, we'd hire Az.
Yeah.
1000%.
Sweet. Oh, it's like the fucking Black Mirror.
Professor Eggs with a 5 says, shout out to Az's first Expedition 33 stream for putting me on game. Yeah, that's how it goes, man.
Dude, keep going. It just gets better and better. Holy cow.
Snacks with a 2 says, Wrath Noodles, Az, you bigot.
Noodles.
Says, best name I can think of with 5. I think it's more FOMO than anything. They don't like games, but they want to feel included. If they want a story, read a book, or watch a movie. Well, yeah, that's a part of it. And also part of their, like, the way they've made their incentives, or how they run their incentives, like, it has also hurt this, because really they get all of their money off of like being the first to talk about something, right? So yeah, a game that has a little more complexity, that takes a little more time to beat, they don't like, because, well, that gets
they got to churn on to the next game for a start.
Exactly. Their whole thing is like, I got to put this out, I got to move on to the next game. So a game like this is why they've been forever asking for From Software to have difficulty settings specifically for that reason, right?
Fuck out of here.
Which is like, go fuck yourself. But that's why. That's why
in the ass.
That's why
John's cucumber.
They want to move on to the next game, and games like actually you have to play that gets in the way of that. So they've never liked that, but they do want to be the first to speak on things for sure. And also FOMO, to your point, I think that speaks less to the games journalists and the few people that do, for whatever reason, listen to the games journalists, in that yeah, they want to be a part of the conversation despite not even wanting to learn how to adapt and learn how to play the game. So this is why they are like, I just want to experience story. Again, it was Hollow Knight that I was talking about earlier with that one chick. We did a video on this. Can't remember the name, but yeah, she was just like, why do I have to struggle and do this? I just want to experience a good story. And I'm like, you're playing a video game, bro. You're not watching a movie. You're playing a video game. And if you want to
they just want disposable. They just want disposable games for their disposable content so they can move to the next disposable activity.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Get the fuck out. That's why your companies are falling apart. Get out of here.
It's such a weird thing, man.
Weird.
Blue Shell with a 10 says people like John from Kotaku make me appreciate games like Risk of Rain. It's gameplay heavy, you're stronger if you loot more, and the story events are found, not told. A boss skip option, really. Well, that was the one beauty of kind of obviously even with the open world approach, which is all Elden Ring is just Souls, open world Souls, and like it's like I love it because the game says, yeah, figure it out. We gave you a little bit of a map, but just figure it out. Like there's this guy that's riding on a horse right when you get out of this bitch. You can fight him if you want. He's probably gonna kick your ass, but you also don't have.
That's a fuck around and find out, boss. If ever there was
one. Exactly. But that's what I love about it so much because it doesn't
fucking
really
awesome. This fucking stupid game. Fucking awesome.
Fucking like fighting this goddamn thing.
Best game ever.
Yeah, I'm absolutely having a fucking blast with that game when I was playing it. But yeah, it's something to say when the devs are giving you this experience that requires you to be engaged and interact. And this is why I specifically I gravitate towards games, right? I love the interactive element of it all. That's my go-to entertainment that I like to do when I'm like not doing anything else, if I'm not working or something like that. The interactivity is very important to me. So when you have games like to what you're mentioning and some of the others that we've talked about, where it's like it's not really it's really gameplay driven, and you have to play the game to even get the story beats. I love that stuff. I really do. I have a lot of fun.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
May 30th.
Okay.
Elden Ring Night.
Night. Oh yeah. Game.
Who's the third?
Who's the
third?
Who's the
third team member?
Who's the third?
Who's the third?
Who do we get as a third?
Who is the third? Gary's actually already finished the game on his own.
Oh yeah.
And it's not even out.
He's way too much of an expert.
And it's not even out.
We don't want
maybe don't have to, maybe you've got to think about who is the third.
Yeah, that's something to ponder on.
Is the third.
That's something to ponder on.
Something right there.
Joe with a 2 says EDS sensors are over 9,000. Yeah, maybe 10,000 perhaps. And they will be, especially after Monday. Cheryl with a 5. No message. Nothing there. All right. Thanks. Respect it. Defender 9 out of 43 months. Games journalism is having a catastrophic. It is, man. It is having an absolutely catastrophic.
Do you think the sales for that Rebel Moon prequel comic were catastrophic?
I haven't heard anything about it. And we may be the only ones that know it exists.
Oh, yeah.
Mechanism Studios says, hello, gents. I have a graphic novel in the works. I'm making music to go with it. There are 2 songs released so far under the band name Shadow Mechanism. Okay. Is that the name of the graphic novel as well? Says, check it out if you like. You guys are the best. Well, I appreciate that. Something I for sure have to check out. Mechanism Studios. Thank you. Shout out. As you pimple, says Ripper Man Boy. I don't know what that means.
Be careful it don't explode on you, buddy.
Black Blazer with a 48 months says maybe Nathan can go back being up Zoe's ass.
Yeah. Maybe you can get another fucking blowjob for a good review.
Brick over here with a 5, excuse me. Isn't there a meme going around about how PS2 had 3 different GTA games, but GTA 4 has been released on 3 different PlayStations. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, again, with GTA Online, especially exploding the way that it did, they were in absolutely no hurry to try to get capital coming back in. They were riding on that, adding to that, and it worked out to them, which is why I'm excited for the next installment, because I want to see how yes, they're going to take the base game to the next level, but I'm really interested to see how they take that aspect of it. Caius Nelson with a 10 says on E33 versus ACS, not only does more devs not mean a better game, it's usually the opposite. You have to manage onboard all those 3,000 people into your pipeline. Yes, it becomes an inefficient mess for sure.
Yes.
Which makes it more expensive, or has a way of making it more expensive. 40 devs means a more focused, organized team. You're 1,000% right. It's I think that's just general good business approach. Like, once you start getting too many cooks in the kitchen, man, it gets messy, bros. It gets messy. Cinematic Feel says, you sure you didn't decide Broken Spread and Bloodworth was an intentional creative decision after the book was printed? No, I decided that it was one before that, which is why the video exists. We had Cali Alpha 2 says teabag is a physical harassment. Or is physical harassment in Elden Scroll Online? Is it?
I know that somebody got banned for teabagging in a video game, saying that it goes against their snowflake safety policy because everyone's a fucking baguette. Everyone in our games are a weak fucking baguette. Well, actually, not in the game. The fucking dev team are. And so if you teabag somebody, they ban them. I can't remember which game it was.
Someone said in the chat it was Halo Infinite, which is
I
don't know.
If
that's what happened,
that's another one.
That's rough, because I know I was teabagging motherfuckers. I got videos of me doing that shit fucking online. Halo couldn't do that.
This is like a couple of days ago. I can't remember what day. The Halo teabagging's already been brought in. But there was another game. There's another game where somebody teabagged and they got banned.
Damn. Butter Biscuit with a 5 said, holy smokes, I'm a Tigers fan. Can't believe his son is now playing. I know, it's crazy. Like I say, when the Tigers had both Cecil and then they had, imagine that being a Tigers fan. You get the father, then you get the son. And wouldn't it be crazy eventually if the
Holy Spirit,
the like the Trinity, right? You get somehow. I know he's in Milwaukee system, I believe, right now. If he somehow ends up as the Detroit Tiger, Prince's son, that'd be quite crazy, huh? But yeah, it's trippy. It's just like, damn, I'm getting old. Monday, a Convergence is coming. Let's go. Yes, 9:30 a.m. live on the Riververse YouTube channel. I will get that stream up. We'll get that stream up soon enough, and it'll be ready. So we'll see you guys. It'll be fun time. Really excited for that. So yeah, thank you. Shout out Jokingly, man. Love to see you here. Okay. What else you got, ass, coming up this week, man?
Well, I'm gonna take a little breaky poo to get some food inside of me, and then I'm gonna be sort of streaming some Expedition 33.
Let's do it.
And push on with that, because we are in a very interesting point in the game. And then once we've finished that, I am going to be looking to return back to Oblivion Friday Night Tights, because I'm back as a full-time host on Friday Night Tights. Friday Night Tights, yeah. Arch will be the guest, I believe. And other than that, the regular stuff: Sunday Fun Day, Afternoon Tea with Az, Real BBC on Gary's channel this coming week, and also Ripping the Silverback will be on my channel next week.
Yeah. Same time. Doug Man with the 2 says soon. Yes, very soon. Brando says, will you ever get back to gaming? Like streaming? Yeah, I mean, not Elden Ring. I mean, Elden Ring might have been the last game that I was like streaming anyway, which what a way to get me back in. So we'll see. Yes, as far as myself, I'm gonna get a lot of work done. 9:30 a.m. on Monday. We got Friday. I will be streaming a little bit at some point for ISOM 3, because we're gonna close that down. But other than that, man, it's just gonna be work, man. So thanks to all of y'all for showing love today. We had a great show. It was a fantastic show today. Had a lot of fun for episode number 70 of Ripping the Silverback. But we will be back next week on Az's channel. That'll be episode number 71. We will see you guys later. Thanks to all of you.
Logan Johnson just dropped a quick super, dude.
Oh, he did?
Get him in. Get him in.
I just saw
Get
that.
him in.
Yeah. So GTA 6 turns out to be good. It'll be a good birthday present for next year. Doom this year, GTA next year. Hopefully, let's fucking go. Yeah. Shout out Logan. Appreciate that. And yeah, man, I'm some of your birthday lines up with that. And yeah, man, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, I'll maybe do some videos talking about it as well, some more. But I did one not too long ago. But all right, guys, we gotta go. We'll see you next week. Episode number 71 on Ripping the Silverback on Hill vs. Babyface on that YouTube channel. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Peace out.